How is everybody doing? Thanks for tuning into Middle Class Reactions. We're going to take a look. Apparently, Zelensky sent a letter to the White House yesterday morning saying that he's now ready for a minerals deal, or ready for the minerals deal to be back on, and that he's ready for negotiations with Trump. So, not shocking, but let's take a look and see let's see what he says. By the way, I've not seen this yet, so this is going to be complete live reaction.
Working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Yeah. Man, right? Because she's in the building, isn't she? Oh, there she is. Man, oh yeah, she's pissed.
2,000 people are being killed every single week.
Guys, you can't disagree. The dude's funny. And I'm glad he's not your normal politician on this front, because it's like the fact he'll do that, just call her out and make a joke of her right there in front of her. I would feel bad for her if she has not done and said the things that she has said about Trump. Being that she has said all those things, I don't feel bad for her at all. Like, not even a little bit. She deserves every single bit of whatever he throws at her.
Single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And
I don't know where he gets that $350 billion number. I think, isn't it like 128 billion? Let's see. Let me see here. I typed in how much, and the first thing that pops up is how much money is the U.S. giving to Ukraine? 175 billion. Congress has approved $175 billion of aid and military assistance to support the Ukrainian government and allied nations years after. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like 175 billion. Roughly. Seen stuff 150 billion, 175 billion. So somewhere in that mid to upper $100 billion, still too much.
They've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent, by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient.
And guys, can we be shocked? So a lot of people don't realize this. Trump didn't only stop the money in the military aid, like the munitions and the arms, and that kind of stuff. He also stopped all the intelligence we were giving them, satellite imagery, locations, all that stuff. All the stuff that has been the reason why Ukraine has been able to do drone strikes and artillery strikes and all all the strikes they've done on the Russian naval fleet, pretty much all of it is because of U.S. intelligence. Pretty much every single bit of it. And so you take those two things away, and Ukraine's dead in the water. They literally cannot do anything. So, not shocked Zelensky's came back. He tried to bite that hand that feeds him, and it didn't work out. I think Zelensky needed a little reminder of where he sits in the totem pole. And when you're in the Oval Office with the most powerful people on planet Earth, when you're in the Vice President of the United States, the President of the United States, and the Secretary of State, those three people right there can literally, I mean, they can delete a nation if they need to. It is wild the amount of power that's in that room. And he wants to go in there and try to out alpha Donald Trump. Like, that's a great idea. I mean, you don't have to like Trump to realize that when the cameras are on and it's in those kind of tense moments, Trump owns that world. Like, he is the best. That is Donald Trump. And so the fact that he was going to go in there and try to out alpha somebody like Trump in his third language that he doesn't speak very well, wild. So not shocked to see that Zelensky's came around and wanted to get this deal signed.
It's convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
By the way, look at this. Look at this little corner right here. All the Democrats are just sitting down. Look at that. It's insane. So, yeah, guys, it's not really surprising that Zelensky has come around and is wanting to negotiate now. I think he probably realizes, like, the Russians are going to absolutely come in here and slaughter us even more so if we don't get this deal done with the U.S. Because with a mineral deal with the U.S., now the U.S. has a huge financial stake in Ukraine, $500 billion. And, that's probably gonna come with some U.S. military guarantees, I would imagine. At minimum, it'll come with military or a Blackwater equivalent for contractors. It'll come with some sort of security guarantee for the U.S. personnel over there. So I don't see why it's outrageous to think that with a $500 billion mineral contract that we would put some sort of security guarantee in for the Ukrainians, at least for the moment. What I could foresee happening is something like you have with Korea, with North and South Korea, is a demilitarized zone. Probably the best way probably the best outcome we can really hope for is Russia's going to keep what they already have, that 20% roughly of Ukraine. That's going to be the new border of Russia. And on that border, on that line, is going to be a demilitarized zone where the U.S. And NATO is going to pretty much control it. And that would keep Russia from invading Ukraine again. That's the most likely scenario I can see. Like it or hate it, I mean, I can see it being plausible. I mean, it's worked for North and South Korea. So we'll see. But that's all I got for y'all tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Middle Class Reactions, and I'll catch y'all next time.